Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted? Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again. Hey, what is going on? Welcome to Outside the Chute. I'm your host, Randy Frame. It's been a while since we've been on, 3 weeks to be exact, and I'm happy to be back. We have a great episode coming up. We have a smorgasbord of guests coming on. First, we got the head coach of the Nova Scotia Canada Games Team, Jeff Fraser, coming on. We're going to talk about the amazing run that Team Nova Scotia had at the Canada Games. I mean, it's a personal connection with Hopi and I that we have with these guys. We've played against them for the last 3 years, like almost every second night. So, you know, to see their run personally was very satisfying for us. And unfortunately, you know, they came up a little bit short against Team Ontario there in the gold medal game, but still, we're definitely proud of them here in Nova Scotia. Second, coming on, we have Matt Van Eeuwen from Softball City, the marketing manager at Softball City. They just got word that they're going to be hosting the 2023 Senior Men's Nats and then the 2024 ISCs. So I sat down with Matt and talked about those great events that are going to be coming to Softball City in Surrey, BC. And then finally, we have the VP of ISC Communications and Operations, Blair Setford. Of course, he's been on here before. Hopi and I talked to him about this past ISCs, talked about, you know, Kitchener winning the ISCs and any surprises that he saw, any surprise teams. And we talked about the Senior Nats coming up this week in Newfoundland that Hopi and I are attending with the East Hants Mastodons. We've been waiting a long time to get over to the Rock. And Blair and Hopi and I talked about that. And hope everybody enjoys this episode. It's like I said, it's a smorgasbord of guests coming on. So hope everybody likes this episode. With that being said, grab that drink, sit back, relax, because here we go.
I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. I can't describe what I'm feeling, ain't never felt this freedom. I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. Ain't never felt this freedom. Could you say that anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes.
Hey. How's it going?
Long time no talk.
Yeah. What was it? July the 6th?
Patty Shannon.
Jesus. Yeah, Patty Shannon was the last one we were together.
Where's summer gone?
Summer's been very busy, obviously. You know that too.
Yeah.
It's with Maritime League,
Crazy.
Shooters League, practices, Canada Games, blah, 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 blah.
It's gone well, though.
It's been a fantastic summer. Our weather's been great. Everything's been cooperative that way. Everybody's been staying healthy. No COVID. Some people have had it, but
Well, let's knock on wood right now.
yeah. Well, I actually got it again this summer, but it wasn't bad. I had it twice. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I had it last year when everything went haywire, and then I got it again. It was only 3 weeks ago, actually.
I never knew that.
Yeah, my entire family did.
Huh.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad. I had a sore throat, and one of my twin girls, she wasn't feeling well, so she tested, and she tested positive. So then her sister tested. She tested positive. She wasn't even feeling sick. So then I said, well, fuck it, I might as well test. I tested because my throat was sore, and sure enough, I was positive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad. I had a sore throat, a little bit of a headache.
Right on. Cool.
Yeah, no, it's been good.
So, as far as our local scene goes, I mean, our Shooters League and the Maritime League, I mean, Maritime League, that was a good first season we had. I mean,
oh my gosh, yes.
Lots more
if
ball
you think about, so for example, going into Canada Games, Camp Hatton had 167 at bats from Maritime League and Shooters League and Exhibition Games, of course.
Holy cow!
That's a lot of at bats going into Canada Games, and it fared very well for them, of course, for the whole entire team because they were hitting pretty well.
They had pretty well.
We can't talk about them too much yet.
Yeah, we'll talk about them a bit. But,
yeah.
But no, as far as the Shooters League goes, I mean, our team Prodigy. I mean, we're 3-19, but I mean, we're starting to come around.
You guys are in games though, which is good, and guys are starting to hit the ball more. More at bats.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, better at bats.
Yeah, so that's
something I witnessed. I get to watch it all because, of course, I'm doing the dish or on the bases, so I do enjoy that. But you can see the progression as the year goes on, the summer goes on, that guys are getting better at bats.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
There's a whole reason why we do this.
100%.
It's not for recreation by any means. 100%. I mean, for some guys it is.
Yep.
But for the most part, we're building towards something. That's why we want guys getting lots of at bats.
Exactly.
Our senior guys, our guys that are going way to intermediate Eastern Canadians, the Canada Games team, all of the above. So yeah, it's been very good for us for sure.
And of course, guys going away to ISCs and
I should have mentioned ISCs as well.
I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, it was another fantastic world tournament.
Man, crazy good.
You sit back and watch those games, and I'm like, holy freak, man! This is like,
it's great ball.
The only thing that I didn't like was the feed. Like, remember the feed they couldn't get for that was the only. But I mean, that was beyond their control.
Of course,
they didn't have a choice on that. But
the boys still did a great job.
They had to move to Blair and Joe. Todd there. I mean, fantastic.
Great guys.
As usual.
Yeah, for sure.
Holman.
Speaking of Blair, we're going to be speaking to Blair today, which is fantastic.
We are. He's going to be...
Do a little recap on the ISCs.
And preview for the Senior Nats.
See what
he has to say about that.
Yeah, excited.
Holman Twins pulled off the win.
Yeah, well, they have the best player in the world in that team.
Eeuwen Matt is a machine.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's funny. I watched, you watch his at-bats, and he inside outs pitches like nobody I know, like just crazy.
Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, I'm going to mention that to Blair. Like, obviously, he's consensus number one in the world.
He has to be. Yeah.
Like, I mean, and
not just from that tournament. I mean,
oh yeah, for the last
little while now. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
he's fun to watch.
First on the docket. Let's get back to the Canada Games here.
Sure, sounds good.
I mean, for us, Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
What a run.
It was amazing. Yeah, I've never, we talked about it in the dugout when Chute was playing, Brian was playing, and Brian said, that Canada Games team is my favorite sports team. And I'm talking like hockey, NFL, anything, NHL, whatever it may be. I know, that Canada Games team. And I can honestly say, I was so proud. I watched games over again because the excitement. I don't know if I told you, but I was on my way to the U15 Eastern Canadians, and I had to be part of the opening ceremonies because of my position with Softball Nova Scotia. So I had to leave home, and as I left home, the game was they were playing Saskatchewan, then that comeback game.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I left home. They were down 6-2. I got in my truck. Don't tell anybody. Nobody tell anybody, but turn my phone on. I streamed the game on my phone. I had it up on my dash, and I'm driving very safe, very, very safe. One eye, can't see out of my... Anyway, I had the game on, and it was 6-4 because Rowan had hit a home run. And it was 6-4, and then we got to I think it was the sixth inning. Yeah, it was the sixth. And Bernie got on with a walk. Petey got on with a walk. Rowe struck out, but it was a good at-bat. And then when Nick came up, I just had this weird feeling. I was like, come on, man. Yeah. I know you can do it because he's been smashing balls all weekend. And I was just past Duyak. He hit the bomb. I hit my head off my roof. I was screaming at the top of my lungs in my truck. Like that was just amazing. It was so exciting.
When Whitey hit that home run, I was in the parking lot at Superstore in Elmsdale.
Sitting in it.
And I was sitting there, and if anybody was around me, they would have been like, what is this guy going through?
Something's wrong with that guy.
So then from there, I went over to Subway and went through the drive-thru, and that's when Bubba got. I was just about to pay, and Bubba got the last out.
Yeah,
and I was like, because I was doing the same thing.
Yeah, just screaming.
Please don't do that. But anyway,
we don't suggest it.
But the person behind me, he was like, that guy must be on something. Like, should I be calling the cops right now?
Yeah. What is he ordering?
But man, it was such a fun ride they took us on. Like,
it was a great tournament. I watched the majority of the games, to be honest.
Yeah,
I was able to, and of course all of the Nova Scotia games I did watch. Some of my I was doing some assessments in a condominium in Halifax, and I'd finish in one, get on the elevator, turn the game on, watch it, get outside the person's house, let them get through the top of the order with bottom or whatever it was. Then I'd go into the condo. Then I'd come back out and turn it back on to see what the scores were. Yeah, it was amazing. I've had friends, family, people I didn't even know sending me messages on Facebook.
Me too.
Hey, it says the game's at 11 and it's not on. What do I do? How do I find the stream? I'm like, just relax. The game's at 11 in Ontario.
Eastern.
It means 12 o'clock here. Oh, okay. Thanks. Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm very proud of that whole situation. Of course, we've been around it for the last 3 years, and the program that Jeff and Robin and Garth, run, and Casey, I bring Casey in on this. It's so professional, and I've heard it from other coaches, like the coach of the New Brunswick Canada Games team. He approached me after the Maritime League had finished.
That's right too. Yes,
and he had thanked us for the way that we carry ourselves, of course, and then he also thanked us for the way that Nova Scotia carries themselves. And he said, I want to emulate that somehow with our kids. That's awesome. Just the professionalism. It's amazing. Yeah. And how we talk about not getting too high, too low. I can remember, they'd win a game and you'd see them going through the lineup, just, fist bumping.
Normal. Yep.
Yeah. They didn't win the Stanley Cup. They didn't win anything else. They just won that game. That's and they're moving on to the next one. So not too high, not too low.
That's right. Good. And you would think that morning game against Ontario would put them right to the finals. Yeah. That you'd think, these guys are going to lose their shit when they win, but
exactly. They didn't, man. No.
Didn't. And
very professional.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got
to get on to Fraser.
Let's talk to the head coach of the team. Yeah. I mean,
looking forward to it.
Let's call Kobe Kroll's number.
Okay, sounds good.
Inside joke for us all here.
Yeah. You better answer.
Yeah.
Come on, Fraser. You can edit this shit out.
I can, but I don't want to. Come on, Fraser.
Fraser, we said we're calling you back in 10 minutes. You better not be in the outhouse.
No, outhouse doesn't have a bidet.
Oh, that's right.
You have reached
Jesus Christ almighty.
8022078.
And we're back. You try again. Always calling you back.
Here we go. You would not believe the editing I'm going to have to do now.
Too bad, yeah.
Oh,
this is Constable Stevenson.
Boys, fucking outside the show. Look, we made it. We made it.
There's a fireworks ordinance in 9 Mile River we need to talk about.
Hope we tell her nice to meet her.
Fraser, you met my wife 4 times last night, and you already knew her.
Yeah. And she loved me every time.
She did, yeah. Hey, welcome on the podcast, man. Happy to have you here.
Awesome, guys.
This is awesome. Like, I am like giddy just being able to talk to you right now.
Randy doesn't have a shirt on, by the way.
Bugged me long enough to get on here, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Hopi and I just touched on it before we called you. I mean, what a ride that you took us on out there. I mean, maybe talk about going into it. What was your expectations going in?
Well, I'll tell you, the biggest thing for us was we knew we were good. We knew we were well prepared, but it had been 3 years since the guys had been doing nationals. So we were just like, me personally, I was just like, we're ready, we're prepared, we're good, but how good are we? We didn't know. Mm-hmm. So when we got there, it didn't take long to see that we were good. And, no disrespect to any of the other teams, but like, I still feel to this day we were the best team there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, now that you've had a week to sit back on it, I mean, obviously disappointed after that last game, but I mean, now that you've had a week, probably still disappointed, but I mean, still probably pretty proud of the boys.
Well, I told the guys the color of the medal doesn't change what they accomplished, how good a team they were, but I mean, I think I'd sell our guys short if I said that we're all still disappointed. Like we went there to win, and we didn't go there to win a bronze or win a silver. Like, our conversations were about winning the tournament. Our conversations were about winning the gold medal, how we do that. And I mean, I think they should be super proud of their accomplishment, but I don't think they're, the motivation now is to win the U23s next year. Like, they want to go, and they believe that they're good enough to win it. So, and it's hard to argue that. So,
yeah, that's for sure. That's fantastic. So Randy and I were talking a little bit about the preparation leading into Canada Games, and I know because you and I discuss stuff every day. Just tell us a little bit about actually getting the mental side of the game for the preparation for the kids.
Well, it's funny. What I always say to people is, I felt 3 years ago there were a bunch of hockey players that played ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're lucky enough to have just elite athletes. Actually, they all played major midget. They played good level of junior. Some of them are still playing, CIS and NCAA hockey. It's just, I felt like I watched a bunch of athletes become ball players,
right.
and when they bought in, like they were, like it's funny. Like I don't like to, but when we won that Tide Fest tournament, Brody, Woody, and Petey went to the gym after the game. Like, it's just like they had one focus, and it was to win that tournament. And we made our run and we played great, but we didn't play better than we thought we would, or there was nothing that happened there that surprised us. Like we thought we were that good. We thought we'd play well. We thought we'd beat teams. It's just, unfortunately, it's hard to beat a good team 3 times, and we lost that championship game. But nothing happened there that made us say, "Oh wow, we're this good." Or we just felt we were that good. We have a great group of athletes that were super focused and committed, and unfortunately go our way at the end. But
Fraser, do you think? And I know that you and I have talked about it, but I could talk about it on the podcast. The whole winning that game Saturday morning against Ontario, and then them coming up with the whole, well, it's supposed to rain Sunday, we're going to play that championship game this evening. Do you think that played a huge part in preparation for, I mean, that was a long day for you guys to sit around and wait instead of waiting until the next day to go. Do you think that played a huge role in the loss in the final?
I mean, I would never want to make excuses, and nor would our guys, but of course we thought we created our advantage, and that was our advantage, was that we got to sit and wait for 24 hours. But our guys were so itching to play. Like when I told them it was changed, there was no sulking, or the boys were fired up to go. They, we would have played that game whenever it had to be played.
Right,
so
okay.
Did we like it? No, but it is what it is. You can't control that stuff. And we also wanted to be played on the field. We didn't want to win a gold medal not on the field. So we said all along we'd rather win a silver on the field than win a gold in the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the boys were on the day of the closing ceremonies, looking around saying, geez, tough to play ball in this kind of weather. It didn't even rain. What?
I don't want to comment too much on that. But
yeah, that's fine.
We obviously felt we could have played the next day.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up, I don't want to single guys out, but there's one guy that, Woody, Braden Woodworth, that, looking back, pitching against him last year and then pitching against him this year, it was night and day. And I know he put in a lot of work over the winter. Maybe touch on him just a little bit.
Well, yeah, they just all, as a group, became mature hitters. Like, just their conversations in the dugout, it was just like, what are you seeing? And when they're young, it's like, we've all coached, and you guys have coached like young ball. Sometimes the dugout's a bit of nonsense, but like these guys, it was just like professional hitters talking about hitting. And Woody is the epitome of that. Like Woody's kind of that guy that's all in whatever he's doing. And just well, as you guys know, just a beast.
Jesus, I guess.
Does he ever smile though?
Talked hitting, it was like, like they were just all in on picking pitchers. How they trying to get me out? What's this guy's best pitch? And Woody was just on board for that too. And it was not just Woody. It was awesome to see the whole group become just mature hitters. They went to play with a plan. They stuck with the plan. They knew what they could handle. And it was awesome. Kind of really upset. Yeah,
that's awesome. Sure. And I mean, looking back, I can remember back in 2019 when, we wanted to restructure the Shooters League, and it was pretty much based around you guys and trying to get, the senior guys, ISC players, ready for their champions and Eastern Canadian championships. Like, I mean, do you think what we did back in 2019 with our league here in home, I mean, that definitely benefited?
I'll say we had been to nationals since 2019. So everyone was wondering, are we ready? Is this enough? And actually Robin and I had the conversation that, like, what this Canada Games did for us was tell us that the Shooters League is more than enough. Like, we're seeing better pitching than we've seen in the junior national. We're seeing, and you guys will see it next week at the seniors, like, you're more than ready. And that was for me, like, you have takeaways and you have all this stuff. This is awesome. But that was our biggest takeaway. Like, our league here takes a backseat to nobody in the country. And we felt that our league got us so ready for that. Like we never seen a pitcher better than we've seen all year. And the proof was in the pudding. We could hit everybody. We had our guys had, even if games we weren't scoring, our bats were good. We had 2 strikeouts. Like it was just our league. And I tip the hat to everybody that helped us out this year. Like we played 62 ball games before we went away. And it's because of you guys, the Mike Woods, the Jonah Wrights that just made sure that teams show up every Thursday night, every weekend, and like this is so much bigger than what we did. Like, and as you guys know, the guys who drive our ball in Nova Scotia, the men's side, is just like we can't thank people enough for what they did. And it's just we know our league's enough. Our league is more than enough to get ready.
That's nice.
It's good to hear.
Yeah, it's very good to hear.
Yeah.
And of course, we complemented this summer with the Maritime League as well, which was another bunch of at-bats, another bunch of games that we could play, and which was very good for everybody as well. I was saying to Framer, Jeff, like guys like Cam Patton went to Canada Games with 167 at-bats.
Yeah.
Like that's huge.
Our what I would call our starters, and we were deep, don't get me wrong, guys who didn't ball players, but like everyone was 200 bats into this before we went there. So there's nothing, and against good pitching, like we've seen a variety, don't get me wrong, but like we see Scof, we see like all these guys, they're just so giving it time. They come out and throw to us at practice, throw to us, and they'll just, and that speaks to I think the sport in our province. Yeah. Guys, others back, and it's unreal.
I think I had a pretty big part in getting their confidence up.
Well, I said to the boys, boys, believe it or not, 1997, Framer threw hard.
Yeah. Framer threw super hard Friday night with the pitching machine.
Oh, you should, that pitching machine. I was like, wow, look at the velocity I got
like
right
we
now.
always say, Framer, as soon as your mileage and age meet.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Oh, great, buddy. All right, Frage. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on, using Kobe Kroll's phone and everything.
Hammering on the coal streams.
We've been at the camp since last night, so we're doing good here.
Oh, that's right. You guys had your little shindig last night.
Yeah, we had a party last night, which was awesome. Terry actually said there was probably 75 people there at the peak of it, which was super cool. Like fans, people just, and then
that's awesome.
At the camp, and we're still here.
Well, I was very lucky to be part of it last night, and I can honestly tell you the fireworks display that the Legend put on, holy shit, second to nobody.
Really?
It was crazy.
And tell your wife Erin, nice to meet her.
For sure I will.
All right, buddy. Well,
thanks, pal.
Thanks for coming on.
All right, guys.
Take care, Fraser. See you, buddy.
See you, Fraser.
Bye.
Holy shit.
He's such a beauty, man.
Oh, man. So, yeah.
Honest to God, Fraser and I talk to each other every single day.
I know that.
It's nuts.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great tool to have, like, bouncing ideas off everybody.
He's
like,
such a ball mind. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Yeah. Anyway, the next segment we got coming up, I was talking to Maddie Van Eeuwen this morning.
Yep.
They're, of course, going to be the hosts of next year's Senior Nats in the 2024 ISCs at Salt Ball City.
It's crazy.
Maddie's the marketing manager for Salt Ball City out there. So anyway, I had a good talk to him, and here's what happened.
Yo.
All right. We have Matt Van Eeuwen on with us right now. He's the marketing manager at Salt Ball City. They're going to be hosting 2023 Canadian Senior Men's Nationals, 2023 Canada Cup, and then the 2024 ISC World Tournament. Matty, thanks so much for coming on here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to join your podcast.
The softball community out there in Surrey must be buzzing.
Yeah, the men's community is really buzzing over these two tournaments that we're going to be hosting over the next 2 years. Especially with, privilege of hosting all the best teams in Canada next year. And then also, hosting the Worlds in 2024 there.
Right on. Yeah. Well, you said the men's game's buzzing. You're in the middle of a pretty big provincial championship out there right now, aren't you?
Yeah. So we have 18 teams competing in our provincial championship right now.
Wow.
With, all the Team Canada members, Blake Hunter, Brian Avery, all those guys. This has got to be our biggest provincials we probably have had in the last 15 years. I would say, even Softball BC has even said that to us as well. So it has been a great this weekend to see everybody playing and everybody out joining the community again. And I would have to say, after COVID, there's definitely been a little bit of an uptake in people's interest in men's fast pitch.
That's awesome.
Here on the West Coast.
That's fantastic. I mean, 18 teams. That's remarkable. Like, it really is.
Yeah, it really is. And, we've got to give a lot of credit to Rich Haldane, who also was able to get our bid across to ISCs. He's really taken a huge step forward after retiring from the Great Britain national team to really get the community back together and on board all together. So, some guys were, maybe we're short a couple players. Rich made some calls and was able to get guys on teams, and we were expecting, I was going to be honest, with 12 teams, and we were able to get 18, and we were so happy to have that at Softball City this weekend.
That's awesome. So are pretty much all the members of the Sook Loggers are playing in that tournament?
Yep. Basically, yeah, they're all dispersed across basically 4 or 5 teams. Basically, all the guys are over because basically they're leaving basically right after the tournament on Monday to head out east for the Nationals. So
I was going to say,
little stepping stone for them to get their bats in.
I was going to say, hopefully they tire themselves out because we open up against them on Wednesday morning.
Definitely could happen. There's been a few good swings already by a few of them I've seen.
Yeah, well, we're laughing at the schedule for it because, I mean, really, they're opening up at 4:30 a.m. their time. And
yeah, basically. Yeah, no, exactly. And, a lot of them just came back from the ISCs as well. So a lot of different time zones for them for the next couple of weeks. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So what kind of prep work are you looking for when it comes to next year's senior nats?
Yeah, the senior men's, we really want to engage the community with both these events and really get the game buzzing around the Lower Mainland again. We have a 12-team league here in the Lower Mainland, but we'd really like to increase that and really show our product more to the community. So we're really going to have a volunteer committee, a few other little things as well. Our really, this men's provincials here at Softball City this weekend is really our first stepping stone to welcoming the men's game back to Softball City, and also just welcoming it back to the Lower Mainland and really making people have an interest in the sport again. Right
on. So, I mean, next year's senior nats, that will pretty much, I mean, will that be like a, I don't want to say a dry run because it's a huge event, but I mean, for the ISCs in 2024?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, there's going to be, way more teams at the ISCs than the senior men.
Right.
But it's definitely going to be a starting point. We have to do some, renovations to the grounds because, we got to put pegs in at 250 and stuff like that. So there's going to have to be some renovation stuff like that. But, we really want to also really incorporate the Native community in this. They've been a huge support to us. I have to be honest, if we didn't have the Native community playing ball, I don't think our sport would be existing here on the West Coast.
Really?
They are just a tremendous value and asset to the community. They're always willing to play no matter where it is in the province. They're driving down with 5 people in the car, whatever it is. They are just some of the greatest people you'll ever meet, and they're really keeping this sport alive here on the West Coast.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. That'd be like Big Guy Lake, like Sheldon out there. And
Yep, exactly. Yeah, Sheldon. Yeah, I actually played for his team up in Prince George earlier this season. And
nice.
He's a great guy, and he's a huge advocate for men's ball and even kids ball up there. And that's part of the thing with the ISCs as well. Is big thing with ISCs is we really want to make a push to have young kids play. I played here in the Lower Mainland. We have no more youth boys teams left. We have one kid who's 18, Nate Thiessen, who has a really good shot at making the Canada under-19 team. And he's really the last one right now that's really pushing hard to play the sport. And we really want to, inspire youth to play the sport again and really show value in it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're starting to, here in Nova Scotia. I mean, we're starting to, see a pickup in numbers, especially like in Brookfield and here in East Hants. It's, it's encouraging to see the numbers growing.
Absolutely. And, we even got, I have a kid on my team who's 16, and we always forget that he's still high school. He's still youth, I was still playing youth ball at 16, but these guys don't have an opportunity to play youth ball. They have to go right into the men's league,
right?
Which isn't bad. They have a place to play, but it can just get discouraging when you're placing like Derek Mason, who's been around for years, blowing gas back at you, right?
Yeah. That's so true. That's so true.
Yeah, it is.
So you personally going into this adventure, what are you most excited for?
I very much love the sport. I've traveled across Canada and met many, many people. I'm just so excited to bring this sport back to the community. I have to give a lot of thanks to our CEO at Softball City, Greg Kim, and Rich Haldane, who really put in the effort to really make these two tournaments come here to Vancouver and really, really bring it back to the community, like I said earlier. So I'm just really excited to really push it. I'm marketing, so I love Facebook and all that, and really just trying to share it to as many people as I can, and really, really, if anybody wants to get involved, really open the door to people who want to be involved in these two great events.
Awesome. So what can teams and fans be expecting when they get to, not just Softball City, but City of Surrey as well?
Yeah, where Softball City is located, if you 10-minute walk south, you're right at the beach. White Rock Pier is a beautiful spot, lots of restaurants and shopping. Look out into the ocean. You have the U.S. right there, and we're only a 2-hour drive away from Seattle. So I know a lot of those American teams will be flying in Seattle and then probably driving up. And of course you have, Vancouver, who's, it's only a 45-minute drive away. Sort of funny, Softball City sort of nestled in a little corner with a bunch of trees around it, so you don't really see it until you really drive right into the park. But beautiful four diamonds. We always keep them in mint condition. A lot of the guys this weekend can't believe the conditions of the field. We had night games last night, and the guys were absolutely loving it there last night.
That's fantastic. I can't wait. Like, it's going to be I know, seeing what kind of show Softball City put on for the women's side of the game. I mean, I can't wait to see what it's going to do for the men's.
Yeah, exactly. And it's been a long time coming for the men's to be back at Softball City, and Greg Tim has been a really good support of really getting the men's game back on their feet and really having them a place to play here in BC at a top tier facility, and welcoming other people from around the world who've never seen Vancouver,
Mm-hmm.
Or a world-class city, and we really want to welcome the ball people back to the community.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Matty, I appreciate you getting up bright and early. I know you got a game to get to.
Exactly.
I appreciate you coming on, talk with us, and we're definitely going to have you on again leading into all these tournaments. Really.
Absolutely. Thank you, Andy. I really appreciate it for having me, and wish you all the best here at the Canadian Nationals next week.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Perfect. Thanks, Randy. Bye.
I live for the moment. Yo.
Yes, sir. Maddie, thanks again for coming on. It was awesome talking to you. I can't wait to see what Softball City has in store, not just next year for Senior Nats in 2023, but also the ISCs in 2024. Speaking of the ISCs and the Senior Nats, why not talk to the guy who got to see all the ISCs last week down in Quad City, and a guy who knows a thing or two about everybody that's going to the Senior Nats. Let's talk to former guest of the show, Blair Setford.
I live for the moment. Yo.
All right, Hobie, we got former guest back on the show here, Blair Setford.
Welcome aboard, Blair.
Blair, welcome back.
Thanks, fellas. Good to be here.
Yes, sir. I think we'd wanted to come on and have a little ISC recap, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Senior Nats coming up in Newfoundland this coming week. As far as the ISCs goes, great tournament again.
Just fabulous. I mean, guys, honestly, in my mind, at least, it's probably the best world tournament in the last 15, 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Really?
That's good.
Well, just the competitiveness of it, right? I mean, you went into that tournament, and I remember Joe and I said it on the air. You had the top 4 teams with the Twins, the Gremlins, the Chiefs, and Bear Creek Express were ranked 1 through 4. But you had a couple of dark horses with Grand Prairie and JB.
Yeah.
And as it turned out, six or seven teams could have won that tournament. Throw AWP into that mix when they knocked out the Chiefs, and it was a real super competitive tournament. And then even the ISC2 side, you had some great games near the end of the ISC2 tournament. So for my money, one of the best ones in the last 15 years.
That's good to hear.
Absolutely. I mean, that last couple of days, I mean, J&B had a great run.
Made some noise,
which
big
was,
time.
Which was fun to see. And I mean, going into that, everybody's expecting a Hill Gremlins final. I mean, that's just what it is. But I mean, you couldn't discount Hellman with Eeuwen Matt. Right now, Hopi and I were talking about before we come on here, and Eeuwen Matt is consensus number one pitcher in the world. Am I right?
Oh, I think so. We talked about that during the week, that he was the consensus number one. Adam Folkert was hurt, but Mata's got all the titles in his trophy case right now. So yeah, he's the guy.
Not a bad hitter either. Jesus.
Yeah, he's a pretty good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, oh my God.
Were there any teams there that kind of surprised you?
I was impressed with JB. I didn't think they were that good, that they were going to be the number 2 team at the USA Nationals, but yeah, they absolutely proved that they belonged. I think Bear Creek is maybe a player away from being, right in that mix to be in the final 2. Who else stood up? Well, EWP. I mean, Nick Hayes and Michael Holobradic both threw the bell really well. So I think, the WBSC coming up is going to be a dogfight too.
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
Can't wait to watch that. That's going to be awesome. Now, I know you and I were chatting back and forth a little bit during the tournament, and actually I had the chance to talk to Scof about it at practice last couple nights here. Pitching mounds were a little bit of an issue, were they not?
Yeah, they were. I mean, the guys put such a beating on the fields. It's really hard, and that main diamond was in really rough shape because it was dry all week. They would run the sprinklers, once a day kind of thing. But unless you've got the clay bricks and stuff underneath, it's always going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's Yeah. I mean, we did.
Yeah, and that's literally what it is. Guys are out there with metal cleats digging holes, and it's a pounding. And unless you're refilling it with something solid and substantial like clay, just throwing dirt back on it, that's going to last half an inning.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we did it here at home in Lance, and it made
a huge difference.
Yeah, like massive difference.
Yeah.
Well, you look at the top parks, in Ontario, same thing. Interkip spent the money, put down the clay bricks. I think they've done it in Hallman Field at Kitchener. It does make a huge difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Now, Blair, was there any individual players that kind of come into their own in this tournament that maybe stood out that weren't on the radar for anybody going in?
Well, a couple of guys that confirmed their status. Let's put it that way, for me at least anyway. Lenny Villavazo from Mexico. Yeah. The guy looks like he's 12 years old and just pounds the ball and is spectacular defensively. Jerome Remeke, I'm not sure there's a better ball player on the planet than Jerome Remeke right now. And I started to tell this story. I don't know if I ever got it fully finished on air one night. Quentin Bruce in 2019, for me, looked overmatched. He was, I think at that time, maybe 21, 22 years old. Now he is a man, and he's playing a man's game. He looks really good. He was full value for being first team All-World. And he's a guy I think they got to be looking at for Team Canada in the outfield.
Absolutely. I mean, the first 2 days he had there were phenomenal.
He runs like a deer too, for Christ's sakes.
Well, he's really good defensively. He's still learning that, and I think there was a play in the Bear Creek game in their final game against the Gremlins he'd like to do over, but he's going to learn that the next time. But he was competitive in hitting the ball against guys like Andrew Kirkpatrick. And in 2019, when he was in left field for the Cubs way back in the final at Circle Tap, the first time, he was overmatched. He'd probably tell you that he was overmatched against Cheese, but not this time.
Well, yeah, it's awesome.
So moving ahead for 2023 in Denmark, that's at Circle Tap, obviously, correct? I mean,
yeah, it's at Circle Tap. There's already been some big changes this week. I'm not going to tell you what they were because it's not my stories to tell, but there's been some pretty significant movement already, guys moving around from team to team. Hill United's making changes. You can guess that much. They were not happy to be finishing out of the top 4, and there'll be some changes there at Hill United, I'm sure. And some other big stuff is going on too, much to some people's surprise and chagrin.
Well,
yeah, we've heard a little bit, but
a little bit.
We won't say anything. But let's jump to the Senior Nats coming up this week in Newfoundland. I know you were hoping to be there for some coverage, but
well, they asked us, 5-6 weeks ago, and Chris Abbott and I tried to put together a package. Chris contacted a producer that he knows down in St. John's, and we just couldn't get something put together. It's really disappointing because I would have gladly gone to St. John's to be a part of it. I was there in 2016, the last time they hosted. It's had an absolutely fabulous time. I know the players wanted us to be there, but sadly, we just couldn't make it happen.
That's too bad.
It's unfortunate. I mean,
I hope something takes place because, I have so many people asking about are the games going to be streamed?
I said to Ryan Boland earlier in the week, will be last week because you guys are recording this tonight, depending when you play it. But
tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully somebody can put up a camera, even if there isn't commentary. Hopefully somebody can get a camera put up and get a stream going because you absolutely want to have that for the national championship.
Oh, 100%. You got to have. You're seeing at the Bantam Nationals and the Midget Nationals, and you know what I mean? Like the fact that if they don't have it for the senior men's, that's kind of
a black eye on the sport if they don't do it, to be honest. I don't get it.
I'm sure they'll figure something out. There's a lot of clever people there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So of course, you would have a good idea on the teams going in. Anybody, of course, Galway's favored to win. That's just.
Well, Galway obviously is going to be really good because they're stacked. There's a couple of Ontario teams that are coming that I think could make some noise.
Yeah.
The Batmen have a real nice team. Ty Sebastian has just been smashing the ball all year long. He's another guy I think that's got to be at least getting a look for Team Canada.
Yeah.
I think Bear Creek is going with some of their guys too, so they'll have a bit of a different look because they won't have Sean or Scof, but if they are there, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, they should still be pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah, I think the Stompers have. I think are they in this Niagara Stompers?
Niagara.
Yeah.
Elmira
and
Toronto.
Yeah. So
Elmira put together a pretty good run. They were a little frustrated. I talked to some of the boys after their third game, and they had lost to somebody in ISC2 that they should have never lost to. I'm like, guys, what's going on?
Yeah.
And they said, we're just not hitting the ball.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Go have a lot of pops tonight. Come back tomorrow and do what you do normally.
Yeah.
And they come back and won a couple of games, and they were within a couple of outs of moving on in the ISC2. They lost to the Bar team in the bottom of the 7th on Thursday afternoon in one of the ISC2 games. They're a great group of guys, and they'll do well to Canadians for sure.
Yeah,
awesome.
We open up against Sook at 9:00 on Wednesday morning, which I don't think the boys from BC are happy with the schedule makers, but that's
really nice. What's that the equivalent of about 4 a.m. BC time?
Yeah. But hey, we'll live with it.
Yeah, they're a good squad though. I'm pretty sure they'll deal with it okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Souk team, they got a real nice group there too, and their pitching's always good.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a fantastic tournament. There's add in we have 11 plus the U23 Team Canada, which I think this tournament's definitely going to benefit them going to Argentina.
Yes, it absolutely will, and there's some question about whether that tournament's going to be in Argentina.
Oh, really?
The scuttlebutt at the World Tournament was the Argentina group had backed out or had told the WBSC they couldn't do it this year. There was talk about Mexico or Florida even, but that seemed to get put on the back burner, and I heard maybe Argentina was back in.
Oh.
So hopefully that tournament does go ahead this fall for those players, and Argentina would be a great experience for the Team Canada guys that would get the opportunity to go.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, buddy. Well, Blair, listen, thanks for taking time out of your, schedule. It's,
Your busy Sunday evening.
Busy Sunday evening and all. And,
Pleasure as always, guys. Anytime you want to do something like this, WBSC or whatever it is, just give me a shout.
Absolutely. Sounds good, Blair.
Take care, Blair.
All right, fellas. Have a good one. Look forward to it. Cheers.
See ya.
Bud.
All right, man. There's
The guy's an encyclopedia of ball, isn't he?
Oh yeah,
Love it.
It's fun talking to Blair.
Yeah, it's so
all
fun.
the time.
Yeah.
And, he's calling me back.
Oh no, he pocket
just
dialed
missed
you.
call. Pocket. Yeah, here we go. It's like when he was calling there earlier, and
Jeff was calling again.
Jeff called back.
Colby sent me a text. Jeff just wanted to know how he did. I said, tell him he did like shit.
All right, so I mean, we started this podcast back in 2019. No, 2020. I made that up. Not 2019.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when we first started the podcast, we talked about going to St. John's Senior Nationals, preparing for this. This comes out tomorrow. We leave Tuesday morning. It's time.
It is time. Yeah. I'm very excited.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I
want to go and bring back the fact that we're not going there with just 9 guys that play defense and Scope that just throws BBs. I think we're ready. I'm excited about it. 100%. I'm excited to get back on the ball field at a Senior Nationals and compete. I'm really excited to see everybody, to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you.
I know. It's going to be fun.
We've made a lot of friends in the last 2 years doing this podcast, and I'm super, super excited. And as I mentioned to you, and you said to me, it would be great if we could get the group of people that we've interviewed in a team picture, team
that'd be pretty
podcast
cool.
picture. I
Really
would like to do that. That'd be neat.
Yeah. If we can line that up, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah.
You're the media.
But even if we get, shots with,
for sure, man. And I'm sure we will.
4 or 5 of the 20 noofs that we've interviewed.
The Newfoundland podcast.
Yeah. But, and like Robbie Schweier's coming up. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like he's going to be there coming from California.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But that's going to be pretty cool. But, anyway, Hopi.
Okay, buddy.
I can't wait.
It's been a blast.
All right, man.
Okay. I'll see you Tuesday morning at the airport.
See you Tuesday morning.
Okay, pal.
Classified.
Pick it up, yeah. Pick it up, pick it up. Ha. Pick it up. Nah, we ain't slowing down. Pick it up, yeah. Let's play a game, call the monkey in the middle. Married to the game, but I ain't scared to make a single. This right here got you feeling like a nympho. About the climax with your face all in a pillow. It's a grand slam home run. Early morning tee off, sinking a hole in one. 1-1, the underdog, but I'm winning it. Club closed, but the DJ keeps spinning it. Oh, I can't stop this feeling that I come across. Moonwalking on water like the sun of God. Then I'm ghost. Busters, who you gonna call? Feels like Christmas when I'm sipping on that rum and all. It's a bonus on your paycheck. It's when the wifey surprised you with day sex. Yes, it's going on that first date. It's taking her over dinner and she offers to pay. That's a grand slam. Move the oatmeal way back. I'm swinging for the fence. Grand slam. I got a couple of drinks, got weed and some money to spend. That's a grand slam. I'm feeling brand new, like no I can't lose. That's a damn good day to me. That's a damn good day to me. That's right, and that's a damn good day. Pick it up, I'm trying to give a bit of great advice. You in a dark place, this could be your ray of light. It's a feeling that could make you nice. I'm trying to take these people higher. It don't matter if you're afraid of heights. Right, it's like that back massage. It's a bachelor party over your last hurrah. Feels good, don't it? Enjoy it while you can, cause this all stops when the record ends. There's 3 types of people I know that tell the truth. Kids, drunks, and those who nothing to lose. I'm on my last drink though, but got no weed to smoke. Oh, just found a joint in the seat of my coach. That's a grand slam. Move the oatmeal way back. I'm swinging for the fence. Grand slam. I got a couple of drinks, got weed and some money to spend. That's a grand slam. I'm feeling brand new, like no I can't lose. That's a damn good day to me. Said I'm feeling brand new, like no I can't lose. That's a damn good day to me. Grand slam. And that's a damn good day to me. Pick it up, pick it up. Nah, we ain't slowing down. Pick it up, I'm that tall, skinny white dude, born and raised out in Enfield is where I'm still living today. Nah, I never went Hollywood, heaven forbid. And a big up to my hometown for letting me live. I'm feeling it and feeling energized, like I worked out and got some exercise. It's that game-winning goal. It's getting home.
Avalon Fundamentals Fast Pitch program was founded in 2017 with a goal to develop the skills of fast pitch players in Newfoundland at the grassroots level. Branded as Avalon Wave, The program is based out of the metro region of St. John's, Newfoundland, a well-known hotbed of fast pitch on the world stage. The Avalon Wave base program is offered to athletes aged 3 to 12 years old and runs for 8 weeks throughout the summer. The station-to-station base training allows for development through proper instruction and repetition. All the drills are communicated to the volunteer coaches in advance of the training session, such that the proper techniques are taught with each station. Starting with 60 athletes in 2017, the Avalon Wave membership reaches over 300 participants in 2020 through base program and additional camps and clinics. Avalon Wave believes that the success in growing the sport lies with building a strong foundation through developing the sport as a whole: players, coaches, umpires, and volunteers. Through the countless volunteers that offer help each summer, Avalon Wave has seen extended not only the growth in the base program, but has recently developed both a boys and girls fast pitch team, which are getting ready to compete off the island in 2021. Any information regarding the program can be found on their website or through their social links, Facebook and Instagram. They hope everyone is staying safe and are looking forward to seeing you at the park soon. Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted? Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again.